Good morning, everybody. As always, welcome to the channel and thanks for stopping in. My name is Rich. I'm the channel host, and normally we're talking about our drone businesses, not just the technology behind what we're doing, not just tutorials all the time. Sometimes we talk about real life, real world issues. So number one, I want to let you know I'm still kicking. Over the past couple months, I've been dealing with a medical issue that's still not completely wrapped up, but I think we're finally going in the right direction. So I want to let everyone know I'm still around. I'm not disappearing. Now, this week I had a request from another group that looks like they're going to be doing a larger development. They got in touch with me and I've already started plotting things out for them. When I get a client call, I start getting everything prepped right away. That way I have some material to show to them when they want to sit down and talk about how we're going to execute their flights. So while I was doing some of the setup, I decided to give Filght Hub 2 a try again. Filght Hub 2 is an online web-based application. You're seeing it right here from DJI. And I hadn't been really too thrilled with a lot of it through the beta tests that had been done. And so I kind of steered away from the Filght Hub 2, but recently I've taken a closer look at it and I've played around with a couple things. So right now I was messing around making a flight route here on screen and playing with the different features of Filght Hub 2. And I just wanted to do something really simple. Basically, I wanted to create a flight path like the one you see here, and I wanted to export it to a KMZ file and then import it to my Pro controller for the Mavic 3 Enterprise. And you can actually connect over wireless. You can connect your Mavic 3 Enterprise to the Filght Hub 2, and you can do syncing and sharing with folks that you're working with on the job sites. But what I wanted to do first, rather than connecting up through the cloud, I knew that there was a manual way to create the KMZs as well. Over here on the left-hand side, I got the flight route settings. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to minimize that. And what we can see on the left here is that we've got 3 waypoints for this plus a launch point. We're not going to talk about how I set this up, but if you're interested in seeing a tutorial on setting up flights with the Filght Hub 2, let me know and we'll get something up, and I'll also include that in my Mavic 3E class that we have online. But what I want to do right now, this is not the one that I exported. So I made a little flight path. I had the cameras and the gimbal pointing in different directions. We had our yaw going in different directions. And what I want to do, I'm going to arrow back here, and we're going to find what you can see over on the left-hand side is that I made a flight route library, and I've got a couple things: Solstice 2-3 above, south heading, and phase 2-3. I'm going to go to south heading and hit the little pencil diagram here. And now I'm going to zoom myself out, and you can see this is a longer route than the last one. And on the left-hand side, we have waypoint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we've got a couple of little actions going on here. These actions are to tilt the gimbal down or tilt it up or change the yaw. We've got a bunch of actions that we can do in any of these. Let me just click into 6 really quick here. And when I click on it, look what happens. We can see number 6 is actually shooting to the south. So that's looking good to me. And what I wanted to do was export the KMZ file and then load it to my Pro controller and do a little more tinkering with it after we set up the main flight path here. So if I click, let's go look at 8, and you can see on 8 where the camera is pointed at. And let's take a look at 7. Okay, so we're pointed at another area that's going to go under construction. 6, there's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, or actually the launch point. So we see where the camera is going to be pointed. The drone is going to fly over that. It's going to record some video. So this came out pretty nice and clean. So I like the look of it. We're going to arrow back here, and we're just going to look at that one once again called south heading. Now, one of the things I can do if I click right here is I can download the KMZ for this. That's awesome. So I can actually, offload it here and then pop that KMZ file into the Pro controller. So pretty slick. And when you download it, it makes that KMZ. I'm just going to click on download, and it just downloaded it to my downloads folder. And there it is right there. So we've got south heading KMZ. And if I double click it, on my computer at least, whenever I open KMZs, it opens up Google Earth Pro. So I'm going to close that. And here we go. This is a quick one, by the way. I just want to show you the problem that I was running into. And I'm hoping that you can help me figure this out. I've already submitted a question to DJI and popped up a question on the DJI forums as well. What we can see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So those 8 waypoints. So it is showing up on Google Earth. That's great. I'm going to close that. And we're not going to save that one right now. And I'm going to close the downloads folder for the moment. Now, the next step we can take is I can copy that KMZ file and then put it on the Pro controller, right? And that's where I ran into some issues. Let me minimize this and let me open my little Filght Hub. And let's see if I've got the right one. All right. When I first go into the Android controller, I do have my different maps and missions available to me. And one of the things you can do up on the plus symbol right here, on the plus symbol, we can add another mission if we want to. And one of the options is to add a KMZ file. Perfect. That's what I want to do. I made the KMZ on Filght Hub 2. And now I just want to put the KMZ in. We could have had these both on the cloud to sync together, but I think the same problem would have happened. So we got, there's my library. And I'm going to move down to the next one here. And oh, I picked the wrong one first. My apologies. So after I selected that route, so I imported a KMZ file, and the KMZ file I imported was this one right here. So there we go. We can see that flight path, and we are now in the controller, so we could fly this. But right now it's got the save symbol on it for the moment. And so we'll go with that. Now, what I wanted to do next was actually do a little bit of editing. I wanted to come in here on the controller, click on each of these, and make sure that the gimbal was at the right angle and that the yaw was pointing in the, right, that we're looking in the right direction here. So what I had to do, I had to come in here and say, that I do want to edit this. And that's where the problems came in. When I went to edit this, here is what I got for a response. So I was going in here, I was going to add some points to the map, I was going to edit some, and it tells me the app version is too early. Editing current flight route may cause some waypoint functions to be unavailable. Update to the latest app version. Okay, on my RC Pro, I went in and checked to make sure there were no other firmware updates or software updates or anything. So in that main RC Pro menu, I went in to see, and unfortunately, it looked like everything is up to date, but this message is telling me that it's not. So I'm kind of stuck right now. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, Rich, why don't you sync both of them over the cloud? That's going to be a next step down the road for me. But I wanted to do this one first because I just wanted to make a really simple flight route. I didn't want to hook anything up on the cloud, and I just wanted to get that KMZ over so that we could actually do this flight. And this is where I'm stuck. So any other Mavic 3 Enterprise users out there, if you have ever run into this message, could you let me know? By the way, trying to find, let's go to our Google Chrome here for a minute. And if you look up on my top bar here, you'll see that I have been looking up like a maniac. So I looked up the DJI Pilot 2 app, 9.0.5.31. So because that is the app on my controller. And here we've got the DJI Pilot Download Center. But what you'll notice if you go through this is there's no download for Pilot 2 on my controller. And so I hunted around a lot this morning to see, is there a way to manually update this? Am I missing something? Did I do something wrong on the auto update? And so I've been through a lot of the forums recently, and going through what controller comes with it, looking through all of the downloads, and I'm not finding anything for the Pilot 2. So if you've got some thoughts on this, I'd really appreciate hearing them, and maybe we'll come up with an answer together. And maybe I'm missing something so obvious and so simple, and you'll just have the perfect 2-sentence answer for me. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. And once again, just want to let everyone know I'm back. And we're still going through the medical stuff, so there's going to be a couple more weeks of annoying things going on. But I think that we're going to be back to work here really soon, and we do have some new possibilities, new larger projects ahead of us for 2024. So fingers crossed this all gets cleared up and we can just get back to work and get back to the new courses that we've been developing as well. Thanks for hanging in with me, everybody. It's been a rough couple of months, and I'm glad to see that you're still following along here on our channel. See you again real soon.